This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to God, Loyam, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rachak, on this book of Thumb. Double honors to both the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the occupant across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Aqua, to the occupant, their listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this is edified. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad, and the land of other nations, which appear like the other nations, but who subscribe to the truth. To you, I say Shalom. It's the brother Yahweh South out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit, through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai. And basically, doing a quick lesson. I was watching Salakia. I was watching. A brother put this video in the group chat, and basically, you got, it talks about. I think it's in the book of Joel about how the Spirit be poured out on the sons and daughters. So you got all kind of people having visions, or understanding or can feel that something is about to happen. The Elder Yashawaba, like I think maybe a week ago, he did a video about the Euphrates River uh, drying up. And the Euphrates is in the area where, the battle of Armageddon, or how we, basically it's the battle of, the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, basically that area where they're going to have that war where all the nations, go come together and fight over there. Uh, that area, that region, the Euphrates River is dried up. So I found it interesting that, I came across this video, brother put in the group chat, and this is happening. It says natural pool turning blood red, has people questioning if it's the end times. Now, what makes it interesting in that region, the area that's over by the Dead Sea. So that's over in that region as well. So, it made me think of a few different scriptures. Lord willingly, this is an edifying lesson. It says, well, matter of fact, let me get this. It says, this is the book of Revelations, chapter 8. I'm going to start at verse 6. And the seven angels which had the seven trumpets prepared themselves to sound. Verse 7, the first angel sounded, and there followed hail, and fire mingled with blood. And they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of the trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. Verse 8, and the second angel sounded as it were a great mountain burning with fire, was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. So, that's a significant sign, not only, and then, like I said, the timing of it, like I said, I mean, literally, it might not have been a week. It might have been last week that the elder, like, I'll be doing so much sometimes, I'll be losing track of time sometimes, you know, uh, I stay moving. So I'm pretty sure it was last week. It was last week because I'm fortunate enough to be able to listen to the elders and the truth at work. So pretty sure it was last week. But he did a video. The elder Yashua out of Dallas. He did a video about the Euphrates rivers. The Euphrates River dried up. So they you got these people, these scientists astounded, just like you got these people, these scientists astounded by this. So I'll bring out a little bit of this article, and again, Lord willing, it's edified, but it's just a sign of the times. I was watching a video, Rod, the brother from Men of Valor, his channel is Bakora Buff, and he made a video. I can't remember the title, but he was saying how this is the end, and no matter how much people don't want to like admit it, You got people that's not even completely unaware of it. You know what I mean? Like the scriptures talk about signs and having it on the earth, and that's what makes a true watchman. Because a watchman is going to watch for those signs, and then a prophet is going to prophesy or relay that information. You know what I mean? Because you know that's why a true prophet. A guy that used to be in our camp. I don't want to call him. I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna call him a brother, but at the same time, because he's brotherly, but at the same time, I don't know. I question some of the things he do because I think he's still holding on to that old man. At the end of the day, he got mad because somebody in his life basically told him he wasn't a prophet. So, it was an issue with him doing videos, but that sparked a fire in him. Me and one brother was talking about it. I mean, this is all coming to me from the one brother. And the thing is, okay, you may know some scriptures, but that don't make you a prophet. I was watching a video, guy was like, you might have shot somebody or killed somebody, but that don't make you a killer. You know what I mean? It's your mindset that will make you these things. So a true prophet, a true man of the Lord is going to be occupied in prophecy. I know certain things about this man that made me look at him a certain kind of way. So if you know, you have time to do this and do that, as long as it's not going off. But the scriptures say that everything that's everything that's lawful is not expedient. Everything has its time and season. But if you not occupied in prophecies or you not occupied in this word, then you aren't a man of the Lord. You aren't a prophet. You know what I mean? Yeah, a prophet prophesies, but at the same time, you know, if you talk about you having trouble coming up with a topic, so that's why you not doing your videos, then how are you a prophet? If you occupy in prophecy and if you occupy in these scriptures, I could pretty much come across it's videos we do, and I've seen brothers do it or anything that just spark a script because it talks about the word being living water. So I've seen brothers make a statement, and a brother like me and a brother did a video during the Day of the Atonement, and he said based on one statement I made, a whole bunch of scriptures just start coming. So that's a man occupied in the scriptures and in prophecy. You know what I mean? That's why the scriptures talk about that the word will be inside of you. But Salakia, it says again, natural pool turning blood red has people questioning if it's the end. And I'm gonna answer that question by the end of this video, Lord willing. It says is oh, it says is the work of the government or perhaps something more divine. Is it the work of the government or perhaps something more divine? Research. Well, I just read the scripture. It talks about the sea is going to be turned to blood. And this is in the Dead Sea. Researchers in the Jordan are baffled by a pool of water near the Dead Sea, or it's near it, in that area of the region, which has turned crimson in recent days. The blood red water is usually clear blue. Witnesses aren't sure what to make of it. Could be it. Could be it. Could it be the end of days? Believers of and then show you how like everybody just don't give a fuck. But like you supposed to take the time to proofread this. Believers of biblical forewarnings understand the significance of water suddenly running red. In the Old Testament, one of the 10 plagues bestowed on the Pharaoh were blood filled waters. And it's so spiritual because we are in the modern day Egypt. Because Egypt just simply means bondage. And we are modern day slaves, you so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indians. The Lord so cold. At the end, he had Haitian refugees come here. Tribe of Levi just stuck here, which they try to deport. I don't know what like Biden told them to come if they could get here. I guess not realizing how many was gonna come, because you gotta remember this place is a facade. They parade it as if like this place is paved in gold when it really smelled like shit. I got an opportunity to visit California. I would. It's a long story, but I ended up camping with the Cap and Ancient of Days LA Cap, and they used to prophesy downtown. I'm assuming they still do, but that was a couple years ago. When we went downtown, I mean, like I'm from Cleveland, but I mean, it wasn't shocking to see certain things because I'm from Cleveland, but at the same time, they city smelled like shit. And that's spiritual because when you go into spiritual certain spiritual things like smells and sounds can manifest. Like they city smell like shit. I mean, I'm like, wow, like it stink down here. Like, yeah, that's to show you the rottenness and the wickedness of that place. It says, believers of biblical forewarnings understand the significance of water suddenly running red. In the Old Testament, one of the 10 plagues bestowed on the Pharaoh were blood-filled waters. This killed all the fish and fouled its drinkability. And it's spiritual because, again, we going into famines, the price of goods going up. It's a shortage on certain goods. The supply chain is broken. So although, you know, the the waters hasn't killed the animal life or the sea life to a certain extent, it spiritually has. The plagues were cast down by Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua when Pharaoh refused to free his it's a Jewish his people. The region of Jordan is in the biblical section of Moab, which also didn't go unnoticed. Further, the Dead Sea Pool seems to be the only body of water affected. Others surrounding it remain clear. Despite the bizarre phenomena, the head of the Water and Agriculture Committee of Al Karak Castle, Faith Al Huwal said researchers are attempting to find the source of his cause. Several theories have been posed, however. So, uh, you know, Hey, I never knew this, so let's read that. I was gonna skip because they about to try to make assumptions, but we know the answer. It's in the scripture. I just read one, and that's in the book of Revelations, and that's talking about the current times that we're in or coming in. It says the Dead Sea's healing power. Now, I never knew this. It said the Dead Sea is a gorgeous body of water that contains 30% salinity. So I guess that's so. Many tourists tour the area for being a healing reprieve. From across the world, people travel to bathe in the body of water. Its salty fluid contains many health benefits. Additionally, the mud beneath the water helps relieve pain muscles. Experts also say people with respiratory disease appear to benefit from the region's increased atmospheric pressure. Moreover, the temperature, humidity, and water's minerals make it the perfect environment to treat skin problems. Further, the Dead Sea's origins date back some 4 million years, and we know that's not true. You know, the Earth is not millions and millions of years old. It lies on Earth's lowest point, making it a wonder to its visitors. Which is funny. In places. That's one of Esau's theories. You get what I'm saying? Just like evolution. You know what I mean? A Pennsylvania hunter who fatally shot a Texas. Oh, that was the article. Salakia. Okay, so that being said, I want to get some scriptures. Because at the end of yes, we are in the end days, and it's certain signs that you are to look for in those times. This is the book of Second Peter, Salakia, chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this first, there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. So you're going to have people bucking up and scoffing at the ideas and the doctrine, and judging themselves. We just had Cap the other day, and we had this little demonic bitch walk past. Now, mind you, it's like at least 20 men up here. She walking with an older lady. Now, I don't know if the older lady had her do it or what, but she never tried to. Now, this girl, she wasn't a little kid, but she wasn't a grown ass woman either. Or I've seen her before, but point being, she walk up and she was like, what's going on with y'all? She was like, why? First question she asked, why ain't no women around? That's what she said. And the older bitch is up there with her. So, like I said, she walked up on one of the brothers, and the brother she said something to him because she asked everybody, but eventually, like she pointed, she's in his face asking. And he like, you better go ahead on to take your ass home where you belong. And she said something, but it got to the point she just was real ignorant and reckless. Where she made a scene and not understanding that that's gonna get her judged if she ain't got judged already. I've seen people get judged at Cap. You know what I mean? Brothers have seen these things, been witnesses to it. Scoffing. That's a sign. Walking after their own lust. You got people chasing the bag. You got people chasing booty jobs. I was just locked up. They was talking about these CEOs that These two CEOs would got booty job. They just, they old pleasures, they old carnality, and that's a form of Satanism for real. Do as thou wilt. So that's one of the signs. If you go into Second Timothy, Salakia, chapter 3. Start at verse 1. 2 Timothy 3 and 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. So you've seen all this. You got people prouder than ever. I mean, I'm a witness to this just with the lockdown. Yeah, people frightful and fearful for a hot second. And it seemed like people got more proud since the lockdown because they opened back up. Like as if like it ain't about to be a second lockdown though. It ain't setting it up so smoothly. You get what I'm saying? Like you gotta remember these people and nobody's questioning this. Like you got people that took this concoction. I just read a comment where a dude was like he wish he never took it and there's something sinister behind this. But like look, first it went from I mean, like literally, they about to try and blame this on people that literally haven't been vaccinated. But yet, still, it's the people that got vaccinated that literally are the ones that's getting sickly. They say that in Israel, 80% of the people that's getting sick again. Or why would I want to get this when you got people that took it and still getting the variant or still contracting this? That should make you question. Like people are slow and simple. Verse 3 without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, and that's where you go get the persecution uh, uh, for the word's sake. We're about to come to persecution. That's the spirit that I just made the statement. They about to try to blame this on those that choose not to. But this is gonna work out very, very badly for, what I mean, because, like who was that? The elder Ayathel from Connecticut just put a video in there from TikTok. He said TikTok been on fire right now too. Cause you got certain people that's, they got a platform to speak, and that's a form of vanity. But at the same time, the Lord has put that spirit on certain people to make statements that's relevant. He had a video about as a cop, and he was talking about how he, you gonna have hundreds of thousands of police officers that's gonna lead a force when this thing is mandated. But what do you think is gonna happen then? Then you gonna have people form gangs, and it's gonna be more. Why you think that you got these? Like people ain't even speaking on this. You got massive exoduses from the police department. Retirees, people retire early. Yeah, and then like the elder went into you got these police officers that think that they are here to protect the citizens, but you really are not. You're here to protect the property and to uphold the laws of this land. He went into how that shield is really a Rothschild shield. Because when you go into Rothschilds, it's red shields. You know what I mean? So yeah. He said he broke it out how when you go into the Constitution. The Constitution is really for when you go into that word for the people, is the ruling bodies, the elite. Verse 4, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Verse 5, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. And that's like made me think of our people, because although our people may have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge, you know, they might believe in a higher power, but then they believe it's a God, or they understand it like some AA Alcoholics Anonymous shit, which is witchcraft in itself. You know what I mean? Like when you really, if the Lord chooses to open up you, well, hopefully, like it's a person that's just coming into the truth, that's sincere and hoping to believe. Because when the Lord opens your eyes up, if the Lord opens it, you're gonna be like, wow. That's why we say we have no continuous city. That's why we say we have no future here. Because a lot of brothers that's in this truth, that's been in this truth, we are vexed by this place. Salakia, let me get Psalms 105. This is not the first time. You know, the Lord came to judge. You know, a nation like the nation of Egypt. You know, the Lord judged that nation, and we're again in modern day Egypt, and the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua is judging this place. This is the book of Psalms 105, verse 27. Verse 27. I will start at verse 26. He sent Moses his servant and Aaron whom he had chosen. Verse 27, they showed his signs among them and wonders in the land of Ham. And let's talk about when they was in the land of Egypt or Mizraim, because Egypt is a Greek word. You know, but it goes back to bondage. When you go into the scriptures and look at the sons, the names of Ham's children, his sons, he didn't have a son named Egypt. Although you got Bible translations where they'll say that. No, his name was Mizraim. Uh, he sent darkness and made it dark, and they rebelled not against his word. Verse 29, he turned their waters into blood and slew their fish. And that's the point. You know, the Most High God. So that's our, they talk about, they try to find out the explanation of it. That's our explanation of it. He talks about the signs of the times, because the Most High God always is working and always is speaking. Is if you are paying attention and if you can discern it. And if you in the spirit, if you have the spirit, because everybody that sees something may not have no understanding of it. You know what I mean? If you don't have no understanding, if you're not familiar with something, you can see something and have no understanding of it. Children are very observant. They see things but have no understanding. So it's with they gain understand. That's why you have a child that be aware of so much at a young age, or kids be doing shit at a young age, being promiscuous or having sex at 11 and 12 because of the environment they was around. They was hearing it or they was seeing it. Second Ezra's. Second Ezra's chapter 16. This is Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Verse 15, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Skippy. To verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come upon? Salakia. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent, and scourges for amendment. Because this is how the Lord is going to plead with all flesh. We living in a time where the Lord is, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is about to begin to visit the earth he made. This is the book of Second Ezra. So I'm going to end on this. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, what part of those signs is that water, that river, well, it's not a river, that sea turning, part of the sea. Well, if it's a part of the sea, it's the sea. Part of the sea. And the astounding part about it, well, they said, it's just that area. So that's why they literally like, well, what's the cause of it? But again, just last week, the Elder Yashawaba talked about how the river Euphrates is literally dried up. Like, you had people had to evacuate a town there because they said basically they couldn't like fish it, like the area where the plants was being watered is dried up, so they got to relocate. And then a whole week later, then this happens. That's not by coincidence or circumstances. That's by design. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which you're seeing right now. It's an earthquake that happens pretty much every day. It was just an earthquake. It was just a volcano eruption. I was going to do a video on that because there's multiple scriptures talk about that. And that's the spirit, too, because I was going to do a video on it and didn't get to it. And then you had the Elder Yashawaba doing a video about the Euphrates River, and then this. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Because it tells you in Scripture, in the book of Isaiah, I think it's 42, that the Most High, where is it? This is the book of Isaiah chapter 42, verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass. The new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them. So, and that's why it tells you in the scriptures that, well, let me just get it. Amos, I think it's Amos 3 and verse 7. Salakia. Surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So if you understanding these deep mysteries and you seeing all this, the Lord is revealing that to you because everybody doesn't see this. But the thing is, to see it, but it's more than just seeing it that makes you, a prophet. A prophet prophesies. A prophet is watching and he's speaking all these things. He's warning the people. A prophet is a watchman, a teacher. That's why we call this our profession. Because this entails a lot of stuff. This is a real job. That's why I finally, the spirit called Lawyer Blah Yahweh Shad. It just clicked in my spirit. That's why the elder just made a statement. And I've heard many brothers and elders make the statement, but it just clicked. Because that's why you ain't got time to be sitting on your thumbs. Yeah, brothers is tired. It talks about how you go wear out the saints, and I think in the book of Revelations, and you got brothers that's being worn out. But the thing is, we got a lot of work to do too. And the closer you get to the end, the harder you got to run. When you run in a race, you don't slow up at the end; you run harder. So at the end of the day, because this ain't your rest. This, brothers, Esau is turning up stuff because, like I said, brothers lightweight might have to start hustles or whatnot because we don't know what brother is being affected by these mandates and whatnot. I know in New York, brothers being affected. The brother whose child is Bakar Moth, they start with the jibs and eventually, they said shit it's going to eventually hit all the jobs. So may the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua watch over the elder apostles out there, as well as the brothers from Men of Valor and all the sincere Akim and Akwath and their families out there. Because we about to come into trying times. Verse 5, this is the point. For like as all that is made in the world hath the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And you see it, the end. That's the point I wanted. This is a good chapter. I like this chapter. Uh, Never really said which was my favorite scriptures. We all got scriptures that we turn to mold us and get us through. But I've always liked the second Ezra chapter 9, so because there's a lot of meat in there. So if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to go back to the laws, to the statutes and commandments of Yahweh Shemi Shai, or be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodesh B'Katab. Double honors to both the apostles, to the elders of Great Millstone who do well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Now more so than ever. Shalom to the Aquat, to the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edified. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Until I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom. Shalom.